start of them. They have a team comp that can create. They have the Shen taunts. They have the Karthus walls, which we've seen. They stopped the double wall strategy from CLG.eu as well. They had the Jace Karthus walls before. They blocked that. Really, Azubu Frost done their homework as they all now run out of the base. Everyone up top. They might try something sneaky, maybe a delayed Blue Invade or something along that.
So if you've just joined us, ladies and gentlemen, the semi-final has got underway. This is the second semi-final. If you missed the first one, Taipei Assassins versus Moscow 5. It was epic. And Taipei Assassins are now in the finals, waiting to see who they will face on Saturday, October 13th, here in the Galen Center in Los Angeles. CLG and the blue team, Azubu Frost as the red team. It is OGN Summer Championships all over again. Who will be facing Taipei Assassins? Some would say a definite shock finalist, but honestly, they have proven themselves. They come against Najin Sword and Moscow 5, two really of very strong teams, and they've beaten them both cleanly.
So crazy to think that Moscow 5 is out of this tournament here, and a lot of poke going back and forth. These are the last 3 teams in the world that are here. We're going to see one of these, and they'll be playing for $1 million after this. It's crazy to think about. Everything lies on these next 3 games. They've already played that best of 5. They're poking back and forth, and there's a defensive start by both of these guys. They got the wards down where they wanted them, but other than that, it looks like they're just going to go standard in the jungle.
And we talked about the nerves, the pressure, the adrenaline, the shakes in your hand coming into this match. It's just, I can't even imagine what these guys go through when they have to really come up against these big pressure situations. As it is, we're going to get no crazy invades coming out here. Snoop8, CLG playing it standard, Azubu Frost playing it standard. They've got to start off, they want to be where they're comfortable.
And we did see a double golem take by CLG.eu. There hasn't been much of that this tournament because of all the aggression and craziness that happened level 1. That's going to help them hit level 2 earlier in that lane and try and get onto Woong, since he is vulnerable on MF unless he snowballs the lane and gets very far ahead. Want to look over at the top lane though. How's Wicked going to be dealing with Shy's Yorick? Because Nidalee was able to push on very hard to Yorick. Shy has something in his back pocket as well. He's played a fair bit of Yorick already this tournament, and Wicked actually hasn't been dominating lanes on Jace. He's more been using it for the teamfight utility. Whether he's strong enough to go up against Shy, he's going to decide a lot in this game.
How about the pressure on the bottom lanes as well? Yellow Pete, Goon Woong. The Asian AD carriers have really been showing strong signs in this whole tournament. Yellow Pete struggled heavily in the last game as well, you know, against Wei Xiao. Wei Xiao was very much out farming, and Wicked already losing a lot of hit points in that top lane, so again, showing the confidence they have early levels in Yorick.
And bottom, they got the double golems, but they haven't aggressed anything before level 2, so Woong happily free farming that lane. And it's tricky for Yellow Pete. He did have that comeback on Kog'Maw, but every time he's been on Ezreal this tournament, he has gotten out-farmed and generally had to stall and kind of wait for his team to create form. And with the Soraka lane, there's just going to be more of that. It is about the farming for him, and he has to prevent Alistair, Misfortune, an extremely aggressive lane, from getting on top of him.
And you know, we've seen Crepo here on Soraka. It's something he is very comfortable with. I mean, he used to constantly be a strong Soraka player. Obviously, they've won the coin toss. They've got the blue side. So this is probably why they pulled it straight out here. Shy's going to get dived on. A good knockback there. You can see the twisted advance. He should get the knock-up. Will he be able to walk away from this one? Shy's going to have flash available. I believe he's just burnt it out. He's going to get dropped down. First blood for Snoopy. Very nicely played in that top lane. And that should snowball for Wicked in the top down.
Great gank. They did burn everything, but it was absolutely worth it. The lane gank, brute force. Shy did not expect him to come up from there, and it burned his flash. So he's going to be very vulnerable throughout the rest of this. Snoop8 could very well go straight back there and try the same gank again, because they can pull that off almost whenever they want. It's going to be trouble there for Shy early on.
The bottom lane, oh, a set of Count Templar trying to get on Froggen's action. Of course, he doesn't let anyone set the race, not even his own jungler. Meanwhile, down that bottom lane, the ping's gone down. Yellow Pete, is he just simply saying, yep, they are in this bush, we're aware of it. It's that dangerous situation. Ooh, Mad Life is sat, he wants to get on it. Instead, he is going to show himself in a couple of shots in the back there from Yellow Pete. Just trying to force him out of that bush. So the mid lane is currently 30 to 38. Froggen winning in the CS, something he couldn't do against WE Messiah.
And that's a good start for Froggen. Karthus and Morgana is a farm out lane, and there were not enough wards here. Snoopy coming around again for Shy. Shy has no flash.
Snoopy coming around. There's going to be the sapling going down. Twisted advance knocks him back again. Wicked's going to get the knockback. This should be another kill. And Shy is in all manner of trouble here. Who's going to pick it up? He's going to have Cloud Templar coming around, tried to support him, but Wicked picks up the kill once again. 1-0-1. Both those now. That's going to help out the jungler as well as the AD carry. The top lane bruiser. And
just look around the map for Azubu Frost right now. That only good ward for them on the map is that one in the top lane river, but Snoopy was able to sneak around. This is sometimes a ward mid can save your top laner's life, and Azubu Frost did not have it there. If they had the ward on CLG.eu's jungle exits like most teams do, they would have seen Snoopy enter the jungle and sneak around, but since they didn't, it cost Shy his second death of the game, and that is a great start for CLG.eu. When they come out ahead in the early game, it is really difficult for teams to come back on them. I've almost never seen it.
So top lane could be in trouble. Certainly seems to be brutalized, being picked up by Wicked there. In terms of the jungle, I mean, we're seeing an oracle, a very early oracle here from Snoopy.
This is trying to snowball early, but the thing is, this isn't even a naked oracles. He does have that Philosopher's Stone. It's because he picked up the early kills, and when Maokai starts the game early, he's one of the best junglers in the game. There's not many wards, to be honest, for him to go clear out. He's going to go get them now, but Shy is going to be incredibly vulnerable because with Snoopy having that oracles, he's no way he can protect against the ganks. They have to essentially counter gank them with Cloud Templar. Once Shen is level 6, they will be able to turn some of these things, but that early oracles for Snoopy is going to do so much. Maokai, one of the best snowballing junglers in the game, to be quite honest.
This bottom lane actually very even. We're just going to see Yellow Pete go back and buy, so we'll see what he picks up off the back. You can see that's going to be a double Doran's and a Boots, along with a pink ward picked up by Gunwon.
Pink ward by Gunwon, and that's just warding by committee. We saw WE pretty much let FCZF get everything. Different strategy here by Azubu Frost. With the pink ward, they're looking for control of the brush. Alistair loves to camp, and then he'll headbutt Pulverize out of it. They're making sure that they don't have anything down bottom, and Shy is in big trouble. Wicked turning into a huge lane bully, and that's what's going to happen when you die twice early on to a Jace.
He's just absolutely bullying him. We are seeing an early fade straight away coming out. No Doran's Blades, so Yellow Pete feeling very confident in that bottom lane. Going to go for a Trinity Force directly, and look at that. Shy just absolutely forced away in that top lane. And again, Snoopy creeping around. He's in the tri-bush, going to go around. Honestly, there's no reason why they shouldn't lane dive this one.
Cloud Templar are trying to get level 6 as quickly as possible. He's not going to make... No, he just did get level 6. If they lane dive this, they could try to turn around with the channel. Here it comes.
And Yorick hasn't got his ultimate. That's going to be Wicked. Wicked taking a lot of damage. Wicked will go down. And that was a really good turnaround. Shy coming in there to help out. Cloud Templar, coming in to help Shy out there. And really very successful defense.
And that was Cloud Templar's plan. He had to rush to level 6 because that was the only way he was going to be able to defend his top laner Shy. They knew that the Oracles was getting cleared out, and here we see a potential invade by Froggen, but that's not going to be able to do much. Farming out that mid lane, still very even. Really had to give it to Cloud Templar, knowing the only way he can protect his top laner was to get level 6 as soon as possible, and he did just that.
So potential overconfidence, maybe? How would you give that one? Mid lane has been pushed. We're seeing Morgana heading south here, along with Snoopy. I think they may try and make an attempt. No, he's just saying, I'm going to take your race against Snoopy. I know you stood right next to him, but I'll keep on that tax.
I think that was overconfidence by CLG. It's strange because we saw, even in their first game against WE, the double tower dive on the Wicked, the second one got turned around by a global ult, and they didn't necessarily see it coming. Now the next time they do it here, there's the Rapid Star ult on Karthus as well that could come in anytime they try to go aggressive. The Alistair MF, Woong, starting to get a slight lead onto Yellow Pete. If they try to get aggressive, Snoopy clearing out those wards. If Snoopy goes in, there will be the Requiem coming in. They have to be very careful in almost every lane right now.
So Woong just using that pink ward to clear out that bottom lane. Snoopy is going to sneak across, but in fact he will pick up the purple ward. So that purple ward just been placed by Woong there, has been taken out already. Aggressive stuff from Froggen in that mid lane, forcing Rapid Star back. He has got Wicked coming down, which means the Dragon is almost certainly on the cards for CLG here. And Snoopy, again, with that Oracle, clearing out the wards. So everything now completely clear. We've got 5 members of CLG all in the river.
And they have to be careful. This Dragon looks like it's going to be... If Cloud Templar goes in for a steal here, it's going to be very aggressive. That's the only thing they can get. They can't win a team fight here. It looks like he might try to steal though, but CLG trying to zone them out.
So you can see the Misfortune ultimate. Here comes the Karthus ultimate. Will it be enough? Do they manage to get the steal? No, they do not. Snoopy gets it. They're going to turn the attention. That's going to be a kill. Mad Life getting on towards Snoopy. That's an Oracle burn. That's a good turnaround. Cloud Templar's going to go down. Wicked's got away with this one. Crepo might get dropped. Wounds on the back of Froggen. Will get in there. Mad Life taken very low. Hasn't got his ultimate available. Forces the flash from Froggen there. And Wound might be able to pick up on Wicked here. He's going to get another shot. Will it be enough on the turret? Has he got enough to take it? No. Wicked has baited him in. If we could get the camera back down there, we can see they're going for it. On towards the champions. Damn it. Wound's taken down very low. We missed all the action, but he was almost dead on the back. And you can see Froggen is trying to push the pace there.
That was a bit of an overdrive, and I was so surprised that Azubu Frost went into that. They got enough damage out with the Misfortune ultimate that they went in for a 4v5. Keep in mind, that entire time, Shy was pushing the top lane, so he's actually surpassed Wicked in minion kills. Now, CLG did get the Dragon, but that fight was even in most regards, and CLG was lucky to get away with their lives there. Really close fight, and that shows the absolute aggression from Azubu Frost. Really, Moscow 5 is one of the only other teams that will fight down men if they see that window. And that's just a preview of things to come for Azubu Frost, because that fight was well played.
Was well played, but the gold advantage is slightly in favor of CLG.eu at the moment. Remember, they did get the Dragon. Was it worth losing the Oracle, though, on Snoopy?
That's going to be tricky. The great thing about that is he did have the Philosopher's Stone. He does have a Heart of Gold right now. He lost the Oracle, but he's not too far behind, because you look at the total gold flow, and he's about 400 ahead of Cloud Templar overall, which is the cost of that Oracles. So losing that does set him back, but it doesn't put him behind Cloud Templar.
Yeah, and you can see the goal difference. Snoopy obviously slightly ahead at the moment. Looking at the top lane, Wicked is definitely ahead in the goal there. No surprise, did pick up a couple of kills. AD-wise, Misfortune, Gunwung are definitely ahead on that one. But Froggen is a long way ahead, though. Froggen could get jumped on here. Cloud Templar's going to come round. Pulls the Black Shield down. Pops his ultimate. Can he turn this into a kill? I'm not too sure. Rapid Star's definitely the target. Rapid Star's going to get taken very low. Cloud Templar using the ultimate to save Rapid Star. Oh! And Froggen dodging out away there. Is the sapling going to get on, though? We didn't go for Rapid Star. Went for Cloud Templar instead. Drew that aggro. And the Ezreal ultimate from Yellow Pete, not quite enough to catch onto them.
65 health there. Froggen living off of the spell vamp, and that Abyssal Scepter Rush coming in to fruition there. All the damage from Shen and Karthus was mostly magical. He was barely able to stay alive, and the turn was so close by Snoopy. They're taking a lot of tower damage after that fight, and here comes a Karthus ult. I don't know what it's going for. Maybe bottom? Top? Not quite sure there. Could have just been used to push him off the tower.
It may well just be pushing him off the tower. It definitely wasn't for Wicked there. He was pushing on towards Shy, probably to get them off that middle turret. Froggen was taken fairly low on the back of it. Was expecting to see whether Gunwung was going to turn something on towards Yellow Pete, but it didn't manage to turn into anything. 13 minutes gone in this game. Just 1k difference. 3-2 in kills. No turrets at all. Very, very tight game.
And how is CLG.eu going to progress in this game without Karthus? Because they are so comfortable just playing that style. The front line / mid line of Karthus makes it protect the AD carry, because if, for instance, if CLG.eu wants to get onto Wound, they have to go through the Karthus defile, and that is an extremely hard thing to ignore. On top of that, you'll have the bullet time coming out from MF. It's actually a very strong teamfight phase from Azubu Frost, which is out of CLG.eu's comfort zone. If they have the most confidence going late game, but comp-wise, it's actually going to be fairly close and well fought. This could really just come down to perfect execution in team fights and the smallest things. The post-game interview, actually, Crepo ended up saying, Azubu Frost is one of the best team fighting teams, and we think we're one of the best team fighting teams. It could just come down to straight-up execution by the end of it.
Yeah, just a case of who would come and approach it either side. Very detailed and very respectful, I got to be honest, from both teams. As it is at the moment, the bottom lane is definitely being won by Gunwung. 127 to 103 CS. Mid lane, we are seeing Froggen slightly ahead. We saw how aggressive he was feeling. We're seeing it right again here. What's the Black Shield out there? Pops the ultimate on towards Rapid Star. Tries to dodge those layaways. Has he got enough? No, he hasn't. The Dark Binding caught onto a minion there, and they both back away from that one. Yeah. Neither player wanted to budge there. They were just like, we are going to duel this one out. Straight up 1v1, no junglers anywhere near. Shen ultimate wasn't available, just went straight by.
And quite honestly, that minion saved Rapid Star's life. If he hit the Dark Binding inside of the Tormented Soul, he would have been done. And this bottom lane has really started the turn for Azubu Frost. That impure shots from Misfortune is negating a lot of the de-aggroing of Soraka's heal. It's healing for half as much. They aren't able to just brawl them. Even with that early phase, they're just getting out-pushed Woong and Madlife controlling the rushes a lot, just keeping them pushed back to the tower, and aside from that, they can't create much. Cloud Templar now with an Oracle's Elixir trying to create a lot for his team. The top lane is actually equalized during that Dragon when Shy was able to free farm, and also during that tower dive. He clawed his way back into that game, and that's the mark, potentially, of some of the better top laners, is when they fall behind, they know how to claw back. And the fact that he's come back from 0-2 really speaks volumes to his skill up there.
Union boots being picked up here by Wicked. Definitely something we haven't seen him take, I don't think, on Jace. Just keep an eye across the board. Now, we did see that Phage being picked up very early by Yellow Pete. I don't think he's backed since then, so we'll see where he's going to go. Probably a Zeal, I would guess. No, it's going to go straight Sheen. Okay, has of course got that Vampiric Scepter in there. Has had it for a while, so no surprise. Wants to put just a little bit of proc damage on towards Gunwing. Gunwing also backing off. Probably got enough for a PF sword maybe now. And that's going to be Wicked catch on towards Rapid Star, trying to force them back. Dragon is available shortly. There's just spawned up. Ping goes down, and that immediately means they're going to push through. Of course, they could go for the middle turret.
We could also see a big fight around Dragon here, because this time both teams want to engage. The fact that Azubu Frost was almost able to 4v5 them in that fight was big, but with this, all the poke that CLG has come out with has taken Rapid Star to half health. He's just running up towards his blue buff right now, if we can get a look at that, but they're not necessarily in position to team fight with how low Rapid Star is. This is going to cause CLG to ping down on the Dragon, but they're going back with Froggen as well right here. This is most likely going to be a fight around the Dragon. It could just take a lot of time to develop, because neither of these teams wants to engage. Another great poke by Wicked. Look at Rapid Star's health up by the race. That acceleration getting Shock Blast is really chunking him down.
So Rapid Star's going to have to back out here. You can see Froggen returning to lane. Yellow Pete, meanwhile, is out farming down that bottom lane, getting all the free farm. Cloud Templar's going to clear out the wards that have been placed there, but Yellow Pete is taking advantage of this to try and claw back some of that CS score against Gunwing. You can see it's a 20 difference he was. It's down to 10 already. Definitely catching in things. Cloud Templar, though, trying to clear out. You can see Yellow Pete saying no. Tri-Bush Ward, and that's safe.
That mid-tower's going down.
The mid-turret has gone down. Wicked's picked that one up. Actually, Crepo gets the last hit. Scumbag Crepo always does. And that is definitely going to make CLG say, now we have complete focus on this mid lane, the Dragon.
And there's a big wave pushing up top, so if they force the Dragon over here, they're going to lose a lot of that experience from the top lane. But because they are poking around this, neither team actually seems to want to start on the Dragon because of the damage it could deal to them. I'd expect Azubu Frost to actually start something here. They do have sort of the strength here with the Misfortune. They're just worried about the poke, especially with Snoopy, who going back to base there. They're sending Cloud Templar up to the top lane to get that experience. He can always come down with the Shen ult. And this is a bit of a stall out by both teams. Normally it's CLG.eu creating this, but a lot of this is actually on the tails of Azubu Frost's actions.
Yeah, we just got a glimpse of Madlife missing the pulverize, trying to go maximum distance on Yellow Pete. Yellow Pete already are getting shifted away in reaction, but did just miss out on it. CLG now in that stronger position. There is no ward placement, there's just that singular one down the side. Can they catch on to Gunwing? No! Wicked using a flash to try and get onto him, but the dive binds on Madlife, forcing the ultimate from Madlife straight away. Gunwing trying to possess him, trying to force him back, and Wicked there tried to hit out. And that means Madlife is going to be very low for this potential fight. Froggen just waiting, trying to throw out that dark bindage blindly into the Tri-Bush, not landing anything, and they are going to pull out the Dragon.
And Woong has no flash for this engagement, but Rapid Star flashing into this defile!
They're going to go straight into it. Rapid Star will get dropped. Misfortune trying to get the ultimate straight across. He does successfully do that. Rapid Star has gone down. That's going to be the Yorick ultimate used up, and they dark binding him. He's not going to be able to do anything from it, and that is going to be the Requiem going out. Not a lot coming from it. Rapid Star, of course, is just a ghost. He will drop down, tries to land more spells, but they did pick up the Dragon. That was nicely played by Azubu Frost there. Managed to get that Dragon despite the fact and not using Shen's ultimate.
And they got the turret. The ultimate was used by Shen. He just didn't teleport in because they killed him before he could get there. Everything got dumped down onto Rapid Star, but because of the Yorick Ghost, they zoned him out long enough to take the Dragon. So honestly, sacrificing Rapid Star's life for a Dragon and a turret pulls them even in gold. And with that as well, Woong continuing to outfarm Yellow Pete. This has been a problem for them almost this entire tournament. These Asian 80 carries have been dominating Yellow Pete's lane. Woong, no exception. He's going to be getting that Infinity Edge quite shortly.
Yeah, the light's going wild in the venue here. Dazzling even me as we stand and watch this game. 20 minutes gone. You guys are really in for a pleasant surprise when you get here. It's not so much a surprise. Most of you have seen the construction underway. So I expect the atmosphere in here, Jap, will be absolutely outstanding. Funny to hear, actually, we were backstage with the players. The players were chanting TPA.
That's a strange thing for them.
A lot of them there's a lot of Asian teams.
There's been so much Moscow 5 domination for this too, and TPA really proving that the rest of the world is quite strong as well. And no better than that, just because of how well they beat Najin and how much they destroyed. I mean, they didn't destroy Moscow 5, but in those last 2 games they looked
the second
really
game they absolutely
strong.
destroyed them. Yeah, I mean, they really did look very good. So Azubu, Frost, and CLG, they are trying their best to make it to that grand finals on October 13th. 5 p.m. Pacific time here, and that's going to be Cloud Templar getting caught out by the Dark Binding. They're not going to follow up though. It was an Oracle. They really wanted to get the kill, but honestly they didn't know the position of everyone else. But certainly with the Karthus just off the side there, Froggen continues to be that farming machine. 199 CS to 172 has gone towards the Zhonya's Hourglass. Pretty standard builds across the board, I think we'll find.
The big thing here is the Aegis of the Legion on Snoopy does give him a bit of team fight advantage. And here comes a fight by Mad Life. No, he's really just harassing with Headbutt and Pulverize. The disengage by CLG.eu, as they pretty much always do, they just say, hey, let's fall back, worked wonders in the last Dragon fight despite losing the objectives. So much of this is on Azubu Frost. Wicked pushing down the bottom turret. They're applying a bit of pressure, but this game is one of the closest CLG.eu games I think I've seen this tournament.
So the question is, when we start moving into the late game, which we're at 21 minutes, mid-game currently on, CLG tend to turn the tables here. We could continue into pressure and picking up that bottom turret. That is 2-1 in terms of turret. CLG now with that advantage. Of course, the mid turret is the big important one, which they did take down earlier on. And they were trying to force that dragon. We're seeing Froggen just off to the side. The wall of pain catching on towards Yellow Pete there. I think they're just trying to bait something in here. CLG.eu want to cause a fight here, it seems. And there it is. Madlock gets in. The Pulverize comes down. Hasn't used the headbutt yet. That's going to be the Gunmug using the ultimate across there from Misfortune. The Ezreal ultimate forcing them back as well. But not a great deal. Nobody really dropping below half health there. You can see the accelerator gate. They do catch Rapid Star down a little bit there. And the Yorick ultimate was forced. Very nicely played.
And these fights, it's Azubu Frost really trying to force on, and CLG.eu just disengaging, and now the poke is on. This is how they're going to try to win this game. Not team fighting, and then out-poking them. Those Shock Blast acceleration gates crushing. If they land a Dark Binding with one of that, it's going to be a kill. And this is how they want to play this. They're getting the tower because they avoided the engagement, they poked them down, and they're going to try and repeat this again and again to grind out a victory here. This is what they wanted to do. This is how they play. How many times have we said CLG wants to grind out a victory, but we just saw it because that was everything Azubu Frost tried to dump into that last engagement, and they didn't even get close to a kill. They burned almost everything on that engage, and they got poked right back, lost a tower. They might get a little gun shy here because that hurt them. They need to find a way of flanking. They need to find a new way of team fighting. This is looking good for CLG.
It is, and it's actually early aggression, I guess you could say. Certainly early from the CLG terms.
It is.
They are definitely turning the tables here, and the poke game again coming on. Honestly, I'm not too sure Azubu Frost want to fight for this one. There's a couple minions there. They should take advantage of it. They've caught Cloud Templar in the Dark Bindings, and again, he is unable to get involved in this fight. CLG.eu just going to wait for the next wave to come up there. We'll get a couple more pokes onto it.
And poke is actually, even though CLG is a late game team, a bit of a mid game strategy. The poke is only as strong as the time of the game. Froggen trying to come around the side, but they have wards to check it out. Wicked just spamming those spells onto the tower, and it looks like they're going to be able to take it down again because Azubu Frost right now doesn't have an answer for this poke. As long as they stay here, it's shown they can engage team fights, and the longer they wait in the turret, the lower they get. So they're eventually going to have to back off here.
Yellow Pete actually trying to bait something out here. There it is, the flash taunt from the Cloud Templar, but they immediately disengage. They just back away and say, fine, we will poke you again. Honestly, they are quite happy to just keep forcing him back there. Cloud Templar again taken down. There's the wall. That's surely going to be Gunwon going down. They would just turn everything towards him. Yes, they will. That's the Yorick ultimate dropped on him, and they just back off, say thank you very much. We've picked up a kill. We are not in trouble any way, shape, or form. Very, very well executed by CLG.eu. They will take the tower off the back of this one. They're going to go in there. Cloud Templar's got to be careful he doesn't get caught out. Yellow Pete will hit the damn tower.
This is great for CLG.eu. We've seen some poke comps executed well in the past, but this one in particular, is a little bit better because they have such a strong team fight if they do actually get engaged on. Normally, Morgana, Maokai, Jace are actually very good at initiating. It's just the disengage. A lot of their ability with this comes from how good CLG.eu is at disengaging. They have so much defense here. The Maokai ultimate on top of the Aegis, on top of the Soraka aura, on top of her global healing. It's just Azubu Frost really has to try hard to get in here, but CLG is going to continue and disengage. The blue buff coming into Frog, and that top tower going to be their next target because they push down 2 in the mid and in the bot. Those 2 on the top are going to be next to fall for CLG.
So the Dragon is available. He just backed off. You can see that he put the sapling down. He's going to be well aware of Mad Life coming around there. Would have seen him putting that ward down. CLG.eu, 26-minute gone. It's 5-2 up. Have the advantage, and we do not see CLG.eu throw away these advantages. I'm hard pressed to think that the last time in the mid game they have this such huge advantage that they lost the game.
In all honesty, game 3 of the OGN finals against Azubu Frost was actually turned around on. They had a lead and they gave it away. Really, the only team to ever come back on CLG.eu was Azubu Frost. Can they do it again? They're certainly the ones who know how, but CLG knows how that happened to them. And here, they knew CLG might have been pushing top. They get this dragon for free, but they're eventually going to trade this tower. And after they get this dragon, Azubu has to go defend. That turret's already going to be gone.
The turret is going on. You can see the Wicked and Froggen already on there. Yellow Pete was coming around the side. He's going to try and collapse on towards Shen. Shen's just going to back away. Instead, they're going to go around. Is Red available? Red is not available, so they're going to keep driving on. Cloud Templar is coming on. Can they catch someone through the jungle? We can see Froggen just around their side there. Catches Mad Life with the Dark Binding. And that means they're going to be coming around the side. Do they want to defend this one? That's the question. CLG.eu just poke them down. They did exactly the same thing on the bottom lane.
Azubu already down 5 turrets to 1, and if they're not careful, it's going to be 6. But really, they don't have a good way of defending this. Look at the poke, the Dark Binding, the Tormented Soil, the Shock Blast Acceleration Gate, and really, Azubu's tried so many times to fight them. Now they've already been poked down. There's no way they're initiating this fight. This turret is surely going to fall. They're trying to split push for Cloud Templar, but they're going to lose some members here.
They've gone for a Shy. He's going to go down. He's been silenced and he will get dropped eventually. No! Oh, thought he got away with that one. But they can see just has got him from the Tormented Soil, and Froggen pushes forward. And now they're in a 4-on-5 situation.
CLG.eu might dive this because they know Cloud Templar is pushing mid. They know they have a man advantage, and this could actually be some aggression. Look at Woom getting extremely low. They might just try to take this turret and inhib.
They tried to go for Woom now with the Ezreal two-shot barrage. Doesn't matter. They could get the inhibitor turret. They will. They've turned it into a real good push here. Still, Shy is in that mid lane. He's going to have to come back. He's taking that turret in the middle. But honestly, trading an inhibitor for an in-outer turret, that's craziness.
That's almost a panic move. They thought they'd be able to hold the inhibitor because they knew that they just get out-poked when they sit there. They were hoping CLG was going to try to do an extended dive, but then when Shy got caught out like that, there's no way they could hold with 3, even 4 members. They would have lost the team fight, and if they would have gotten aced on that inhibitor, that would have been a 28-minute defeat for them. They need CLG.eu to make a mistake because that poke so far has been flawless. They need to catch them out at Baron or something creative because CLG.eu probably isn't even going to go for Baron. They know how well they poke down at these turrets. They're going to have super minions over in that top lane. If they go for the bottom tower and just rinse and repeat what they've been doing already, I don't see what Azubu Frost does to stop it. They're going to try an all-out, absolute last-ditch effort at initiating when they get to that turret, because other than that, they're just getting starved out of their turrets right now.
We're already seeing the Yellow Feet with that Trinity Force already nearly got the Infinity Edge as well. 103, 218 CS, 242 CS for Gunwoo. Gunwoo definitely got a good build on. The problem is the rest of his team are really fighting against an uphill struggle here. The poke comp coming out, Wicked Yellow Pete just throwing it out there. And again, Froggen catching out Shy with that Dark Bindings really has been key to setting up the kills, key to setting up the poke. Once someone's Dark Binding, I mean, it's so easy for Wicked to just hit them.
And there's not even an Oracles right now on Azubu Frost. Their Oracles is on Cloud Templar off farming. So they're trying the last-ditch initiation here. Can they get it? There's a disengage coming already.
Because the Yorick ultimate used on Rapid Start, they've just backed straight away. They can do it so quickly. We saw it in the Team WE game, or sorry, game 2 or whatever you want to call it. If you guys can cast your mind back, they definitely managed to disengage. They had the wall of pain, they had the acceleration gate in the game. They just managed to get straight away. Shirelli popped away, and the acceleration gate, they just walked straight away. And now Azubu Frost completely separated. CLG's going to get in, going to hit this turret. It's already half health. They should be able to shred it down. Mad Life's trying desperately to keep them there. Headbutt pulverize going down. Actually, they missed the headbutt when Wicked just with the Dark Shield, keeping them at bay. Again, the poke coming out. Wicked and Yellow Pete just absorbing the damage on towards Cloud Templar, doing as much as he can, but honestly, there's only so much tanking you can do against this poke.
A well-executed poke comp is one of the most hopeless things to fight against because you try to initiate and you know it's going to get punished. You try to sit in the tower and that gets punished as well. This turret now at half health. The next Dark Bind that lands will either be the turret or a teamfight victory. There it is. He's now at half health. He's trying to take out wards, but he's at half health. All their team getting lower and lower. The turret getting lower and lower. CLG.eu just sitting pretty. Safety with the Black Shield, with their disengage. They're trying to use everything to keep them off this turret, but it's only a matter of time until this turret falls and CLG takes their second hit.
And it just needs one more hit. There it is from Yellow Pete. Goes up, hits that turret out, and what is Azubu Frost going to do about this? They're in desperate trouble. There's a huge creep wave on the bottom lane as well. CLG.eu could be able to turn this one around in a matter of seconds. Cloud Templar's gone down there to try and clear it out. It means the inhibitor's going to go down. They're going to turn on towards Cloud Templar. Cloud Templar's got to be careful. He's going to get Flash Ultimate on them. That's the Dark Binding lands. Cloud Templar drops an Oracle down. That is the least of their worries though, because CLG.eu are ripping through them. You can see they're trying to turn back on, and a quick disengage for CLG.eu. So quick to just back away from all the damage of Azubu Frost, and they are helpless against CLG.eu right now.
And this is Jace in a lot of ways. The acceleration gate is the key to their disengagements. Obviously the Black Shield helps, and there goes Woo. There goes the tower. They're big team fight here.
Big team fight is definitely going to go CLG.eu's way. Rapid Star already dropped the Yorick Ultimate on him. They're going to separate away from Rapid Star. Wicked might go down from this one. Mad Life will get dropped as well. He's sounding the pull. Froggen turns around. Yellow Star. Yellow Pete will go down. Sorry, Yellow Star's on a completely different team. Shy may be able to pick up a couple of kills here. On the back, you can see he's going to try and desperately get on towards Snoopy. This could turn around, but no! Froggen is there again. Just enough mana to land the Dark Binding. And CLG walk away.
And that was a 3 for 2, so it looked like they might lose a team fight there, but they actually came out ahead. 9 turrets down, 2 dead inhibitors, the last one being exposed. Shen desperately fighting against these 2 Nexus turrets. The Baron is a free choice for CLG.eu now. Only 32 minutes into the game, and they've pushed and obliterated Azubu's Frost base. They do not have an answer for this poke. Brilliant team composition thus far from CLG.eu, and that practice against Taipei Assassin seems to have paid off in spades because they've only been practicing this comp for 2 days. Imagine if they have 4 days for the Aurora Finals coming up after this.
Absolutely. The question is, what will Azubu Frost do to react to this one? It's looking like CLG.eu are almost certainly going to close this game out. How do you react? Do you react to a comp that you probably won't see next time around? Because I'm going to guess, I'm going to throw it out there, CLG.eu probably only had this plan for blue side.
There could be a good chance. I actually think this comp would work regardless of side. There's nothing unique about it. They're now down on the Baron. Look at that Dark Binding. Mad Life can't even get close. Everyone else has to sit in the base defending turret. They might try last endeavor. They might try last fight. But if they do, they're so weak at this point because of all the turrets and all the poke. And they can't even look at Baron now because the Dark Bindings like an assassin are coming up from Froggen. And this Baron looks like it's going to fall. There's nothing they can do up against it.
He's going wrong. I think he's maybe trying to attempt running the ulti across, but if he got caught in that Dark Binding, he would go straight down. Froggen really is an assassin. Sniper landing it. Gunwong's got to be careful. He's just stood there and the Dark Binding going through. They're of course on top of that ward, and the rest of the team having to back away from this one helplessly against CLG.eu coming in with that Baron team. You can see the damage coming out from Wicked. He's got that Bloodthirst and that last Whisper, the Brutalizer, Ionian Boots. He's just getting the reset, just constantly pumping out the damage there. Again, hitting Mad Life and Cloud Templar. Shy's trying to get in, trying to force the damage, but while they do this, super minions now coming through that mid lane as well, just forcing them back. Froggen again off the side there, just waiting to land that Dark Binding. If it were to hit someone right now, they would go down.
And they're just slowly poking down at this inhibitor. They know that Azubu Frost going to get sucked away to defend their inhibitors. Cloud Templar had to go to the bottom. He's clearing. If he wants to go back in, he's going to need a channel. And that inhibitor is essentially indefensible. If they couldn't defend turrets, that would fight back for them. How are they going to defend inhibitors against this poke? And this is relentless. Another last-ditch initiation. Can they get it?
Well, Madlife's going in there. They're trying to get on towards Wicked. Wicked might be able to flash across here. I'm not too sure whether he's got a better. I think he just used it a second ago. They're going to try and capture on towards Wicked. They're doing everything they can. They do manage to get Wicked. Gunwon turning around. He's going to pop his ultimate. Oh, no, he interrupted it straight away. Snoopy there straight away. Twisted advance. That's going to be Gunwon going down. Cloud Templar's trying to back away from this one. He's being silent. He gets twisted in advance. He gets knocked up. Rapid Star with the Yorick ultimate across him. That's going to be the ultimate coming out there. Is it enough? No, Sonya's Hourglass from Froggen. Shy's going to get dropped. That's going to be Yellow Pete doing all the damage. Now he arcane shifts through. They're going to try and close on towards Madlife. Madlife is knocked down. I get it towards it, the turret here. Twisted advance, followed by Dark Bindings. He is dead. It's a 4-for-1, and they're going straight for the Nexus turrets.
That Karth assault fizzled. He either died or that was a Yorikos coming out. Either way, it would not have mattered in the grand scheme of the team fight. Brilliant execution by CLG.eu, taking the first game, and this was commanding. A total victory by CLG.eu.
14-5, 11-2 in turrets. It is very rare that you see such a massive, massive gap from a 35-minute game by CLG.eu. Turning the tides. Tremendous performance there in game one.
One more.
They told us about this tactic 20 minutes ago, or well, 20 minutes before the game. While Taipei Assassins were beating Moscow 5, they said,